So we're going to talk about how to run a meeting. And the reason this is really important to me is because so many times in my experience, I've shown up to a meeting and I really thought this could have been an email. Like I'm sitting there and the presenter is not prepared, or they're just presenting and they're not letting us interact. There's no time for conversation or autonomy in the meeting. If somebody's just going to present, then I can read that in an email. For all of you that are just starting to run meetings or learning how to run meetings and be a leader, here are some tips. I really believe that at the beginning of any meeting, it's great to form connections. So that's why people do the icebreakers. And it's really about creating that connection between the people in your meeting so that they feel comfortable and they're ready to be there and they have been able to participate in something. Make sure it's a short activity, and then make sure you have an agenda. So in my group this week, we were talking about meetings. I was working with the boys to make sure that they understood what a good meeting looked like, and not only what a good meeting looks like, but how to behave in a meeting. And actually, I made this agenda and I made it all in one color. And then I realized for them that it would be better if I broke it up into different chunks of the meeting. So then I colored it. So it looks a little messy, but I made it color coded. So this was kind of our opening. Then we're going to really dive into how to run a meeting. Then we're going to write our mission statement. And then we're going to create roles. So it was a couple hours that we were working together, but we had this meeting and then how we were going to close the meeting. So the guys, they knew exactly what was going to happen throughout this meeting. So have a good agenda. Okay, so another thing about meetings is you really want to get buy-in from the people that are there. So it's great to assign roles for your participants. So some people have people be a timekeeper, some people have people, I'm trying to think, like I've been in meetings where everybody's like the note taker, everybody has something to do. So you can assign different roles to people so that they are actively engaged. I wanted to have the boys in our meeting decide what they wanted to do. And so they took on roles like Oliver decided to be our human resources manager so that he could kind of understand our rules and enforce them. So I thought that was a great role. As a team, we decided on our rules. And they got to decide what these rules were so that they would follow them. So ours were listen when others are talking, be mindful and reflective, have minimal story time, and don't touch people with your feet. So those are all great. For ninth grade boys, these are perfect rules. Now, and we assigned Oliver to make sure those rules were enforced. So if you want people to be engaged, have them do something. Okay, so one thing we also did in our meeting was, why are we there? And so the boys actually were like, okay, so these are the things we want from this meeting or from this group that we're in. And so they made a whole list. Like they want to do well in the IB tests. They want to have a good start on their CAS projects. They want to learn how to be leaders. And so now they're like, oh yeah, I'm here for a reason. So if you can find the reason that everybody's there, a common goal for everybody, and center yourself at the beginning of a meeting, that works really well too. So as the leader of the meeting, the other thing is you need to stay on topic. So for me as a leader, I find that if I have a way that I can get the people moving and people interacting and people working on their own to keep them engaged, that helps us stay on topic. So we were writing our mission statement this week. And so what I did is I let them walk around the table and read different mission statements. And then we stood around the table and talked about it. We also wrote mission statements with a lot of these different words. So I gave them some words and they were able to generate different ideas of mission statements. And then we workshopped that. But you have to be ready for your meeting. You have to have all of the things that you need and meet your goals. A lot of it is the day before I have this class, I really sit down. It takes me about an hour to get the whole thing planned. Like, how long is each thing going to take? What is our purpose of this meeting? And then how do I engage them? And so it takes some planning, it takes some forethought and time. And I do believe that if, as a leader or the person running a meeting, to have these props ready and to be organized really shows the people in your meeting that you care, and it builds trust. I think those are my biggest tips. I was thinking that I was going to say at the end, make sure when you're closing the meeting, if there are any to-do item lists, that everybody knows what they're going to take. So make sure it's very clear. Like, if somebody needs to make a logo, which is what happened for us, they know that they're responsible for that and they are going to do it before next week. I also think, as a leader, one of the best things to do is make sure to engage with the people that are in the meeting. Give them autonomy, listen to them when they're talking, and don't be critical or judgmental about what they're saying, because you want people to be able to be participatory in a meeting. And if you're pretty judgy or critical of what people are saying, they don't want to talk. Thanks a lot. If you have any comments or suggestions, let me know. Thank you very much.